Okay, I'm going to do something I don't normally do in the videos. I did not make this, and I'm going to cut it because it has a date expiration date of 11/24, November 24th of 2025. So I just wanted to mention half this is about $1 less than the whole one. Yeah, so I got the whole one because it was $1 more, even though I'm not the payee or the shopper. So Mitch Hello is still paying for this, and it's a lemon cake. So what happens is when I ask for a lemon cake, you're supposed to give me chocolate. But this was on sale, is why I asked for it. So I got what I asked for on sale, but it was lemon. If it was chocolate, I probably would not select this exact cake for chocolate because it's a bundt cake. What is that? I don't really normally eat this. I just don't normally eat it. So I'm going to cut it on the camera because it's special to me. I don't normally have this, and I probably never have it again. So thank God for small things. I'm using a disposable plastic knife to cut. So so the store knows that I'm not really knifing anything angry. This plastic knife is from the Olive Garden, most likely, and it comes with a fork and a spoon. So the spoon I would use for soup, the fork I would use for salad or pasta from the Olive Garden, and the knife, I don't know what it's for, so I still have it. What to do with it? I don't want the handle inside with the cake, so I'll keep it in the bowl. It says lemon pudding cake. Pudding cake? Okay. Pudding cake then. I said bundt cake, but okay, it says pudding cake. It's a lemon. So since this is lemon, who of you shunts on the internet doing food preparation, food handling, and even eating? And drinking. Don't forget drinking, especially the lattes. Who of you are screaming that you love the food itself, but you didn't really mean to obtain itself illegally? And that way you're disappointed. This is a lemon cake, so I have to say that. If it was a chocolate cake, I wouldn't have to worry. But we're so far away from a chocolate cake, it's a lemon cake to me, and it's delicious. I'm about to run out of scream. You know, when you scream yes to yourself and I scream no to myself. If you had to say to yourself, let's say you're someone who knows me personally in a who, what, when, where, why, and how, right? If you had to say, if I were you to myself, would you say anything other than, well, if I were you, I'd get out? You know what you want me to say about you? If I were you, I would be elsewhere because I can't say if I were you because it's not true. You're holding money with motions that's not mine because you do motions to God and I don't know you that way. The property doesn't exactly bank its square footage. So, comments. I'm at suspension of YouTube channel posting. I can still use the YouTube to myself, witnesses myself, but I can't post anything on YouTube. That's suspended for 7 days. I don't have a live for 7 days without posting on YouTube for the past 7 days. Yeah. Well, if I had to breathe, wouldn't I have to breathe? If you see this video on YouTube, it posts on this channel, but the other channel doesn't post. There are two channels, Charles Toe. Who are you people twittering to each other? Twittering at each other, twittering around each other. But you don't find it alarming or disturbing that you're not alone with God. And I'm God to myself, but I'm alone with God this way. I'm not alone with God this way. You can't be alone with me being God deceased this way. I'm alone with God this way. That means you can't be God to me that way. You can't be God to me by me being alone with you. You can't be God to me that way. Joel and Myra, you're a very long, hard lesson to learn. Joellen doesn't believe in herself. She doesn't believe that she tied up all of my money from age 5 all the way until my retirement in Donna Moser. She tied up all my money in Donna. What do I need to know Joellen for? I need somebody else that she just left the education and somebody else new came and she would give me money. So Joellen and Donna don't want to fight over my money with each other. They want to fight over itself with me. That they have control of money and property and I don't have it. Yeah, but I didn't give it to them. I went to hell as if I paid out everything I needed for myself to other people. Pay it out? Would you even accept it? If I was going to give you something, would you even accept it? You would just say, oh, this is not yours. I'll keep it. That's what you do. You say, this is not yours. I'll keep it for God. Yeah. But you don't even acknowledge that you use it that way because you're not God. You have genitals. You're not allowed in my world anymore ever again because you did that with the house. You said, this house is not yours. I'll stay in here and make sure that you're not here. Yep. And you don't acknowledge your own genitals that way. You need to put your genitals in jail and prison so that you acknowledge your own genitals. What are we missing about the chocolate cake? Chocolate is not offered. So when you get hungry, are you ever ashamed of yourself that the reason you're hungry is you're threatening to eat somebody else's appointed food? Like if you're in a restaurant, do you just get hungry because you're in a restaurant? There are a lot of tables there with other people. You get hungry that you're not going to sit at somebody else's table and eat the food that's right in front of them. You want to give me a chocolate cake? I can say something else for chocolate cake. I feel a toothache coming on. I want to see God when I die. Are you angry with the words out of my mouth that I want to be alone with God? And you want to put me alone in an OR and do what to me? Dr. Theodore Gertel owed me his house, but he didn't have enough leverage to give it to me. I know that. Yeah, but how can he have enough leverage for a surgery? So I don't know God that way. It looked like God had a major problem. Yep, he had a problem. The girl on the soccer field where I fell on the ground, the grass. That girl who said sorry. Okay, but I don't know who you are. Well, you're God's problem too. Yeah, no, I don't know her. That was the point of the soccer game. So since she said she's sorry, what do I get for that? I heard it. Oh, you mean it mattered that she said it? Didn't matter that I heard it. Usually it matters that I hear it. No, it didn't matter that time. Usually it matters what I hear. It doesn't matter what I say, right? I didn't say anything. She said she's sorry. She came right up to me all by herself and said she's sorry that she tripped myself on the soccer field. I fell and I injured my knee, but it didn't hurt. I wasn't in any pain. But why is she sorry? Sorry about what? Well, what do I get for the sorry? She really said she's sorry, so what do I get because she's sorry? Nothing if she doesn't give it to me herself. What's she gonna give me? Well, she wasn't planning for her to be giving me anything. She didn't know she was gonna see me that day. Well, she could have gone to jail, but it would have been in Israel. Did she die over there? I don't know what God is going to do with you when I die. No. I wonder, and it's weighing on my mind because I am screaming right back at God that I don't want to ever be born again with any of you. Not for any reason. According to you, I am just a guest here. And this is how you treat somebody who's, a guest in your world. I don't want to come back here. I don't want to pay this hotel another charge. Nope. I've had enough room service, if you know what I mean. Wow. It's thirsty. Yeah. But I need some time. Tongue clicker, get out! Well, if you're watching me eat food on price all the way until the end of the price of food, oh, okay. Well, because I thought you want me to be financially independent from my parents. And who are you interested in after I'm not with my parents' finances anymore? You think I don't have my own money? That's what they thought. If you disagreed with my parents, I think it would be on that point. Charles Toey thinks I don't have my own money. He's Asian. He says he's from Singapore, and he thinks I'm an American who doesn't have my own U.S. dollars. But he has all the U.S. dollars he ever wanted to control. You don't see something wrong with that, because he announced himself that he thought there was something easy about that. So technically, you're not off my parents' money, are you? Well, you're not on my money or off my money. You're not on my parents' money, you're not off my parents' money, and you're not on Charles Toe's money, and you're not off his money. So are you financially independent? But what about your banking? That's not deceased. If you're in public and you have keys in banking that you are, interested in, that's not deceased. So you're not financially independent with yourselves. Well, I sort of don't want to answer your questions anymore, but you always price the food. What's the price of food? You want me to think about myself and cry that you won't give me anything I say and you know it. I won't get anything I need and I know that with you. But you're like God that way. If God in heaven couldn't provide for me because there's you. What's wrong with it? I don't know why you dispute anything is yours to yourself. I never asked you that question. I'd inform you. You're going out of alive, but why was it so much deceased and thoughts? Why aren't you optionally elsewheres? Because I'm putting you out of my alive myself. Because I'm aliving after Superior Founder deceased. I'm aliving the properties, buildings, houses, and all that. I'm holding it in alive when it's already deceased in heaven for the past 3 years. So I'm holding it alive for the past 3 years, and you still think that you just have to hold the keys at this point, but that's really disclosed that I am aliving the building, and you're not doing there with any key fit for any reason. And if you make key fits, I guess that's just deceased the wrong way. You should be breaking the windows and burning down all the buildings because you don't agree with each other. Oh, well. Start another war because we've done that already. War in Afghanistan, war in Iraq. And what's the most recent war? Near Russia. I can see the leader of the war in my mind, but his name is not with me right now. So, what are you going to do with your life? Because I have a little time left before I leave you forever. I owe it to myself. It is waiting for me to come. Why aren't you waiting for me to come from that you're already deceased? Who's threatening to knock on this front door and just voluntarily tell me to get out because it's not paid for, that anyone in the office was ever charging rent, that they were, collecting money for God and they were going to distribute it like they don't have genitals. But well, you still have the problem, and it's worse because the rent's not being paid right now, which means something's not alive. Something's not alive. If I'm here, I'm talking, I've got food here, just enough to last me until something's not alive is not a problem anymore. Remember, I'm right here. I can't go anywhere. I don't have full height. I can't drive. My photo ID is expired because I'm not 5 feet 6 inches tall anymore. So I can't use my photo ID because I'm not full height. So I'm expiring it this way, even though I think it's expired anyway, because I don't want to use it. I don't want to use itself. Charles Toe's not here, who paid the fee for the photo ID. And then additionally, I am not 5 feet 6 inches tall anymore, so I don't want to use the photo ID. It's really not myself here. Atlanta Police Department. I will skip posting this on your YouTube channel. Debbie Weigler, you're past an unclean death by Atlanta Police Department sometime in the 1990s. I know she's still alive. She's illegally alive. She didn't die of being a bad babysitter. Yes, I'm not a house that just moved off of its address. I have a house and I'm not in it. And you were there to make sure I would be in my house for whatever reason brought you to my house. That means if you don't ever come to my house, I don't have to worry about you. I don't know the difference between you and everybody else. Yes, my house. I know, I'm so arrogant. I think I have a house, right? I have all my teeth too. I know. What else do you want? What more? I know I'm not yourself. What else? I'm not yourself, and then all the strangers that you've created and alive with God. Do you think you're a YouTube creator? So that's when you go to YouTube Live and you make something recorded on YouTube while it's live, and then it saves it as like a YouTube video, and anyone can watch it after that. Okay, I don't know YouTube Live because it looks like a small cartoon drawing or whatever you say, cartoon, but it's a very bad definition. It's not a very clear, like attractive looking cartoon or drawing, or it's colored, right? People where they're not really very human like. No, they have one eye, maybe, not two eyes. One eye you can see implicit, there's another eye. It's a profile. It's not interesting. I don't use YouTube Live in case of the community guidelines suspension of myself posting YouTube videos. I'm going to leave the suspension in place, of course, because you can still try to use YouTube Live or YouTube. What's the other one? YouTube. That one's out of my mind because I didn't leave that alone. What's different about it? It has a different shape. Instead of the YouTube like square with the triangle in it, it has a YouTube like, I don't know. How many sides is that? More than 4 sides. Yeah, okay, skip that. So what's wrong with the threatening? You know who I am and I don't. Well, now I know who I am and you don't want to know me, but that was elsewhere's true. So why didn't you save yourself from that you don't want to know who I am, instead of continuing to tell me in my face you don't want to know who I am and you're going to eat my food and that's going to save you. You're like a squirrel if it ate a nut and it became a male. But it's already a squirrel. If it eats a nut, it's still a squirrel and it scurries up a tree. Goodbye. Were you trying to eat my food exactly and become God deceased? Because you're not impressed with who and what I am. And you can eat and touch, you can eat everything I need, and you can live anywhere that is mine to myself. And you can occupy. You occupy the food supply, you occupy the housing with keys that are illegal. I didn't give you the keys myself, and you don't find that alarming, but I do. I'm deceased that way. Well, you're going out of alive this time permanently because you don't dwell here ever again is due to yourselves. And I still want to know what happened to all the things that you ate. What about the confrontation? What about your personal angers with myselfs? Where do you want the confrontation? What's your plan? Because you're the ones that stole something when you had illegal genital penis not due to speak. And the females are illegal feminine castration of a penis. It's not a dong. It's a castration of a penis, feminine, and that's illegal. So you're also not due to speak. So why do you want to be God if you're not? If God puts you in genitals because that's how you can see God, why do you want to be God to God instead of being in genitals and God is God to himself and you are included just as much as you are yourself in the genitals?